We're going to be taking a look at American raccoons. We don't have raccoons in the UK. The only time I do get to see raccoons is in like TV shows and movies. So yeah, really looking forward to getting into this video. Before we do, I appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button. Let's jump straight into this and check this out.
Here's a clue for today's video. Favourite pastimes include wandering the streets at night, chewing fences and rummaging through garbage. This could definitely describe Chainsaw Jim, but it can also describe...
Yo, before we get into this, have any of you guys ever seen like a raccoon in your garbage or in your bins?
An animal that you won't find in Britain. An animal that's native to the continent of North America. I'm talking about raccoons. I'm Lawrence Brown and this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Before moving to the United States, I knew very little about raccoons. And actually, they remain slightly elusive even now, which is why I've decided to make a video all about them. Throughout the next several minutes, I'll be answering questions like, are raccoons friendly? Where can they be found? And are they as much a nuisance as Americans have led me to believe?
Right, interesting. I'm expecting these raccoons to be stealing everything, like all the trash, just tipping over bins, an absolute menace, bro.
And are they as much a nuisance as Americans have led me to believe? This year, my subscribers have heard me give the lowdown on other mysterious American creatures like coyotes, bald eagles, and Chicagoans.
Oh yeah,
so for those of you not yet subscribed to this channel, do that now.
His link will be in the description. Amazing videos.
In the meantime, let's take a look at an animal that the Quincy Gazette once called a canine rodent. The Quincy Gazette,
a fictional newspaper that I invented for the purposes of exposition,
has clearly been using AI to write its articles because the raccoon is neither a canine nor a rodent.
Oh, look at his small little hands, bro. Yo, look at these. Oh, they're like horror hands. Yo. Imagine like it's late at night, you just see that hand just like hits your window. Oh, nah, bro.
Neither a canine nor a rodent. In fact, it's a member of the Procyanid family, which also includes ringtails, olingos, and other giant rat impersonators. In addition to its comically bushy tail, it has remarkably dexterous paws, allowing it to grip anything.
Oh, they like them. Like, they're cute, they're soft, but their hands, their paws, oh, look at that. Oh my god, that's scary.
Dexterous paws, allowing it to grip anything from bin lids to discarded food. This defining feature is actually how it got its name. You see, the English word raccoon comes from the Algonquin word aracun, meaning he scratches with his hands. Furthermore, some indigenous tribes, like the Abenaki people of the...
I have to be an Arakan dude. I'm an Arakan dude.
Northeastern woods believed raccoons to be a lower-level trickster spirit capable of the mischievous. Of course, their behavior is not just confined to present-day New England. Like bald eagles and coyotes, raccoons can be found in 49 of the 50 US states, with the only exception being Alaska. But raccoons also show up in Central America, Mexico, and southern Canada. Yet beyond these borders, you won't find them anywhere else in the world.
So pretty much everywhere around America other than Alaska.
At least that was true until the 20th. Beyond these borders, you won't find them anywhere else in the world. At least that was true until the 20th century. At that time, North American raccoons ended...
What, they've been hopping on planes? They've been traveling?
...up in 3 other regions. The fact that all 3 had at some point been major enemies of the United States is purely coincidental, I think. During the late 1920s,
Wait. So you're telling me the 3 major countries that raccoons are now taking a flight to the 3 major enemies of the United States? Nah, something's going on here, bro. Something's going on here, bro. Hey, the US military have to be planting these raccoons to cause madness in their countries, dude.
The United States is purely coincidental,
That's beautiful.
I think. During the late 1920s, various raccoon groups were introduced to the Soviet Union, and it wasn't always a good thing. Many of these raccoon groups faced extirpation, which is when a species goes extinct in one particular region, but not in others. However, to this very day, raccoons do still persist in southwest Russia, where people often keep them as pets. And then there's the case of Germany in 1940.
Yo, does any American have a raccoon as a pet? Surely, right? Yo, if you do, let me know in the comments. And if you do, message me on Instagram. I want to see it.
5, not only would the country lose another world war, but they'd soon be stuck with the largest raccoon population outside of North America. 25 imported raccoons escaped from a fur farm in the German state of Brandenburg after the farm was bombed in an air raid. And this partly led to a post-war baby boom of raccoons in not just Deutschland, but all of the countries surrounding it.
Wait. So you're telling me 25 raccoons got out? And they was like, you know, making love. Yeah, making love. And now they're everywhere. Yo!
The countries surrounding it. In Germany today, they number exactly 1.5 million approximately. And then there's Japan. While Japan had long been...
Yo, that's a lot. That's a lot, bro.
Home to an unrelated raccoon dog called a tanuki. The country had never been inhabited by North American raccoons until the late 70s. At this time, a phenomenon occurred in which hundreds of Japanese families suddenly began importing raccoons as pets.
Really?
The cause of this phenomenon? A TV show. The anime series Araigama Rasukaru, based on the American book and Disney film Rascal, was such a huge hit in Japan that fans wanted the real thing.
Oh,
and
wow.
They got their way with the importation of thousands of North American raccoons. 30 years later, with raccoons now part of the Japanese wilderness, the animal was officially identified as an invasive species.
So in Japan then, they was getting them as pets. A few might have escaped or been let into the wild. And as we already know, they like to make love, a lot of it, and produce rapidly, dude, in big numbers.
So today, the global range of North American raccoons looks like this. But in Britain, which is quite decidedly none of these countries, there are no raccoons.
No imports.
Which might lead you to ask, Lawrence, had you even heard of raccoons before moving to the United States?
Movers.
And the answer to that question is yes. As a child growing up in Britain, my only insight into the curious world of the United States came in the form of entertainment.
Right.
And one American film that occupied much of my time in 1988 was 1985's Back to the Future. You may remember that when Marti goes back in time to 1955, he finds himself in the childhood home of his mom, Lorraine. What's that got to do with raccoons, Lawrence? Oh, nothing. Just that Lorraine's little brother is wearing a dead raccoon on his head.
Oh. Okay. Sure, bruh.
Now, as odd as that seemed at the time, I later learned that these so-called coonskin caps, made from actual raccoon fur, were
Oh, wait! It's actually a raccoon hat? I thought it just looked like one. It's actually made from... Oh...
Now, as odd as that seemed at the time, I later learned that these so-called coonskin caps, made from actual raccoon fur, were especially popular among boys of the 1950s. And not just in the United States. The caps briefly reached the shores of Britain, where Davy Crockett, the American TV show that popularized them, was a huge hit. More than 30 years later, so too was another raccoon-themed phenomenon. Around the time I discovered Back to the Future, Nintendo released the greatest platform video game ever made, Super Mario Bros. 3. I can't swear on it, but it's probable that this game introduced me to the word raccoon, for it was on that most Japanese of video games that Mario could turn into Raccoon Mario.
Okay, I don't think I played this to the point where... I've never played Mario, but I don't think I played it to the point where he's a raccoon. But I have seen raccoons in, like, movies and shows and stuff. That's how I know of them.
Proof that by then Japan was well into its raccoon era. And remember earlier when I said that Japan had long been home to an unrelated raccoon dog called a tanuki?
Right.
The game also featured a tanuki suit for good measure.
Of course
it was as if that 3-year period inherently contained some sort of cosmic significance. Almost as if it were the junction point of all my favourite raccoon references. And then I didn't think about them again for 20 more years. What I have thought about a lot since then is that Brits believe so many myths about Americans and vice versa. That's why 11 years ago...
That is very true. I really enjoy checking out myth videos because there's just so many things that, like, we believe in the UK about Americans which just aren't true at all. And they're really interested to find out. And obviously it's just stuff from media, TV shows, movies, stuff like that. So
I embarked on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond. Anyway, 20 years was just enough time to outgrow my...
Yo, is that the t-shirt he had when he was a kid? Bro!
Childhood wardrobe. Nonetheless, Super Mario 3 had had a profound effect on my perception of raccoons. The year I moved to the United States, I suddenly remembered that everybody worshipped the animal for its magnificent ability to hover. But this was not the vibe I got from most Americans.
Raccoons can hover?
A freaking raccoon got in the trash again.
I keep finding them in the toilet. Everywhere that I went, nobody seemed to like raccoons. In fact, I've yet to meet an American who does.
They're a menace.
Why what I'm about to tell you might come as quite a shock.
Yo, Americans watching this, tell me your opinion. Do you dislike raccoons? I need to know.
I have never
Lawrence, my guy, don't do that, please. If you guys are following my other channel, link is in top of the description. I've been watching a lot of horror videos. I get scared easily. Please tell me everyone just seen that. Did everyone just see that? Or am I being haunted, bro? Why? Why would you put that?
I have never actually seen
one.
A raccoon, not an American. I mean, all right, I have seen dead raccoons, which is a sadly common sight on Midwestern roads. Actually, it's estimated that the number of raccoons killed by motor vehicles in the US each year could be as high as 15 million. That seems made up.
There's no way. Wait, how many raccoons are there in America? You're telling me 15 million get killed each year by car? Huh?
Either way, I've never seen a live one in the wild. Except for me, of course. Now, this is by no means the experience of most Midwesterners. Perhaps the places I've lived in just had very few raccoons within a square-mile radius.
Right,
but it is indicative of the sensibilities of raccoons, and their relative elusiveness might be attributed to two things. Number one, they are largely nocturnal, meaning those of us who can't be asked to leave the house after 8 p.m. have a reduced chance of seeing them. And number two, they are known to avoid humans, preferring instead to burrow.
Well, obviously not the cars, bro. If 50 million are turning up dead. Bro, listen, aren't they adapted? Yo, how many raccoons is it gonna take to realize they can't be going their cars, bro? This is bad.
Chance of seeing them. And number two, they are known to avoid humans, preferring instead to burrow in our waste. In a move one might expect of giant rats, raccoons have a well-earned reputation for ransacking people's trash cans in search of food. This is compounded by the fact that as a highly adaptable animal, many of them show up in cities and suburbs. And I get all of that. I just wish that Americans had been more honest about something. How is it that in 2024, I'm only just learning that raccoons can climb trees? Nothing to prepare me for this revelation, not even Mario 3 or vodka. In fact, something that I only learned this week is that raccoons are surprisingly proficient climbers in general.
Oh,
in addition to...
But then again, I kind of could have guessed. And I didn't know that, but I could have guessed. With their hands and stuff, bro. I could have guessed that they could do some sort of climbing, right?
Cosplaying as Ewoks. This prowess makes it easier for them to access not just America's trash cans, but its attics and other parts of houses. I keep finding them in the toilet.
Yeah, I don't know how you are.
I'm not saying it's time for America to reevaluate its attitudes towards raccoons. After all, they do sometimes still attack us. This is especially true.
They actually attack? They actually attack? How do they attack? They're tiny, bro.
If the raccoon harbors babies, rabies, or Wendy's. But what I am saying is this. North American raccoons are an enduringly fascinating creature. Here are some of my new favourite facts about them. The Latin name for raccoons is Procyon lotor, in which lotor means washer. And as it happens, this is quite apt because raccoons are actually known for washing their food before eating it, unlike Chainsaw Jim. This too explains why Germans don't call it a raccoon, but ein Waschbär, literally wash bear. Raccoon paws have often been compared.
Wait, why would they clean it before eating it? You're gonna eat anyway. Just get it in you.
To human hands. That is Italy, wash bear. Raccoon paws have often been compared to human hands.
Right.
That is if somebody drew human hands from memory after, 4 shots of tequila. Biologists suspect that the dark mask around a raccoon's eyes work to enhance night vision by reducing glare. It's like they've never heard of infrared goggles. And outside of humans, raccoons don't face many threats. This, coupled with the fact that they're somehow just fine with American urban sprawl, means that their numbers have continued to surge. While some do think of raccoons as pets, others like to label them a pest. Well, I'd like to further that anagram by saying I consider them to be a step, as in...
One small step for man, one
Wait, bro, you want to send a raccoon to Mars on the moon? Like, where you going with this, bro?
For Mario. The fantasist in me still believes that raccoons are amazing and can fly simply by thrashing around their tail. I am, however, aware...
Wait, what do you mean they could... What do you mean they could... Is he being serious? They can actually fly?
one clean.
For Mario. The fantasist in me still believes that raccoons are amazing and can fly.
Oh, still believes. No, they can't. It's because in the Mario game, they could fly with the tail. Okay. I was going to say, bro, there's no way. I need to see proof of this. Really, really interesting video. Learning about an animal I have no clue about and never get to see. So did enjoy that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.